before y'all know the story, like, learn the story first, learn the factual parts of the story first, and then come at me and be like, yo, you need to fix this and fix that if that's what you feel like I did.
Tory Lanez is in some pretty hot water lately. The Canadian rapper is known more so for the court case he's drowning in, involving harming female rap star Megan Thee Stallion, than he is for his albums. And now, while neck deep in legal battles, another controversy has surfaced for Lanez, where none other than the princess of pop, Madonna, accused Tory of stealing one of her tracks and illegally sampling it without her permission. So now, embroiled in both extremely severe accusations, it seems that Tory's in the deepest trouble yet, and his career could possibly be in jeopardy. Born in Brampton, Ontario, Tory's legal name is Daystar Peterson. He moved shortly to Montreal, then to Miami, Florida, where he lived for a few years. His mother sadly passed away when he was young, and his father became an ordained minister, so traveling around the US was frequent for the young boy. While living in Georgia, Daystar got the nickname that would eventually become his rap moniker. His friends started calling him Lanez because of his risky tendencies, and an example of that was not looking for traffic while playing in the lanes of a road. As a kid, Daystar, now Lanez, had a lot of behavioral issues, and because of that, his dad sent him to New York City to live with his cousin. That didn't last long, and his cousin sent him to Toronto, Ontario to live with his grandmother. She refused to take care of him, and so Tory was on the street at only 15 years old. Quote, "I ended up moving downtown with these 3 dudes that I didn't really know. I came into the house and I didn't realize how things looked. From like 15 to 18, I was just fighting them. It was every man for himself." While living on his own, Lanez began rapping, and during this time is when he also gave himself his first name of Tory, which is a reference to the notorious B.I.G., one of the greatest rap artists of all time and Tory's main influence. From then on, Tory Lanez was officially born. He would drop out of high school in the 10th grade and began gaining recognition in the Toronto rap scene. After moving to Florida, Lanez's mixtape started gaining some traction on YouTube. The traction resulted in Sean Kingston contacting Tory, and his contact eventually led to Lanez signing with Kingston's Time Is Money Entertainment. Under the record label, the up-and-coming rapper released a few mixtapes before deciding to go solo. While he released tons of mixtapes and albums, he wouldn't really gain much mainstream popularity until around 2015. A single titled Say It was released, and Tory made a guest appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. He also began working the festival circuit and getting his name out there. After going solo, Lanez released his surprise album titled Daystar. In this album, he defends himself on pretty much every single song against allegations that he harmed rapper Megan Thee Stallion with a weapon. One thing about the rap and hip-hop scene that I've learned is that traditionally when artists dislike each other or have beef, instead of fighting, although sometimes they do that, they would take their beef to the recording studio. Diss tracks or rap battles would be a way for rappers to air out their dirty laundry with one another. That art has been kind of lost with the insurgence of social media, where now we see Twitter and Instagram rants being the main stage for beef. And whether or not you like Tory's music, I do respect that the dude basically only beefs with other artists through his music. The man has a festival lineup worth of beef ranging from Drake to Don Q, and pretty much all of these grievances have resulted in multiple tracks on both sides with each artist dissing one another. Carlton Jamal, a writer for Hot New Hip Hop, a highly respected hip-hop publication, commented, quote, "The art of the competitive lyrical battle rap has been missing from the mainstream wave for years." Jamal further comments that Lanez is refreshing that culture and bringing back exactly what has been missing for so long, with his friendly yet competitive style that enacts other artists to do the same. Essentially, he's reviving old-school hip-hop by picking on other artists. Now, let's get into the true Lanez controversy. On a video covering Megan Thee Stallion, I go further into depth about the trial and what actually happened, but I can't really speak about Tory Lanez without talking about it here as well. Allegedly, in 2020, after leaving Kylie Jenner's house party, an argument broke out between Stallion and Lanez, resulting in Lanez allegedly harming Stallion with a concealed weapon that injured her foot. While it was initially reported that Megan hurt her foot by walking on glass accidentally, she took to Instagram Live to dispute these claims, though she didn't initially name who hurt her. Then, a few weeks after the incident, Megan names Tory Lanez as the perpetrator. A month after naming him, Tory released his album Daystar, which is basically one big reply to the incident. In the album, he defends himself and denies that he hurt Megan. He also claimed that Megan's publication was lying and trying to hurt his career. He stated, quote, "I have never seen verified publications come together with biased opinions for a smear campaign on an artist." A month after his album was released, Tory was charged with felony accounts that, if convicted, could mean he may face up to 22 years and 8 months in a state prison. Now, it's extremely likely that he won't actually face that much time in jail. Knowing the American justice system, it'll either be probation with a slap on the wrist, or maybe a few months in state jail, if that. The trial was set for January 13th, and although it's the end of January at the time of writing this video, I haven't heard if he got convicted or not. It seems that either the trial may have been postponed, or they're keeping it quiet for legal reasons. Either way, I'm sure we'll know pretty soon, because it seems kinda certain that Megan is going through the court proceedings for the man who allegedly harmed her to face legal consequences. No matter how the court battle plays out, one thing is clear: Tory Lanez's career has definitely suffered since then. His streaming figures alone are shocking. Usually he made roughly around 30 million streams, and now it's way down to only 9 million streams. While that's still an impressive number, it's definitely not if you're in his caliber. Not only that, but Kalani also took him off of a feature in one of her songs and kicked him from the music video they shot together by editing him out before the release. And if that wasn't enough, amid all this legal trouble with Megan Thee Stallion, another female artist has taken hits at Lanez. Near the end of December 2021, Madonna accused Tory Lanez of ripping off her 1985 single Into the Groove and using it without her permission in his song Pluto's Last Comet. The song is on his latest album called Alone at Prom, which was heavily inspired by pop tracks of the 80s, so her comments aren't unwarranted. In a post about Lanez that Madonna published, she said that he was ignoring her messages and that he illegally used her song, specifically the synth riff. For Rolling Stone, Madonna stated, quote, "I am tired of being taken advantage of, and I mean business." While she hasn't confirmed if she'll be pursuing a copyright infringement case against Lanez, or even if she'll keep demanding a writing credit on his song, it seems that she's not letting go of the accusation anytime soon. And what did Tory have to say in response? Well, nothing. The rapper has been totally silent on the issue since it emerged, and there's nothing on his Instagram, Twitter, or really anything. And this lack of response is probably pretty intentional. Given how his much more serious case with Megan Thee Stallion is still going on, Lanez's legal team probably told him to let them handle it. A copyright infringement is probably the least of his worries, but it certainly doesn't help his credibility in the eyes of a judge if he keeps making these slip-ups. That being said, it could also be that Tory is gearing up for a commentary track on the situation, given his history of airing beefs out in his music. And while all that's going on, Madonna has started fights with a bunch of other people as well, more recently 50 Cent, so I think Lanez also could just be taking Madonna's accusation as another one of her weird attempts to keep relevance. So what do you think about the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion case? I personally wonder why we haven't gotten a verdict yet. Let us know in the comments down below, and please don't forget to subscribe to Where Are They Now for more videos. I'm your host Sierra, have a wonderful day.